Right, please be upstanding in the courtroom because there is a new boy band in town. Oh, I've been looking forward to this one. This is Blue and their debut single, All Rise.
So this was co-written and produced by Stargate, who we've seen a lot of so far in this podcast.
Yeah.
This is I didn't realize, and I forgot this was the debut single. What a strong debut single.
It's strong and it's strange.
It is.
Because it's I find it kind of hilarious as well. I think I'm going to go on record very early on and say I love this, and this is my contender for the week. Like, this is the one to beat. It's just hilarious. It's just so funny. It's obviously using a metaphor of a courtroom to talk about a relationship that's fallen apart and the blame that's been shifted around. I just think it's magnificent. I'm very pissed off though because the music video is shit.
Oh no!
And they totally. And I only saw the video like yesterday, and all of my life, I have pictured this as a real courtroom thing. And it's not. It's just them in a big empty space with some lights and some seats and some microphones performing the song.
That's what they had to do, though. There's so much courtroom drama in the production of that. It starts with a harmonica.
Yeah.
Harmonica are the symbolic instruments of prison.
Yeah.
So they could have, and like, the song is kind of overdone in the prisonness of it. Anyway, a prison or a courtroom scene video would have been way too much, and it wouldn't have shown them off, because what you needed here is, I think, these guys come in as lads of the harmonic, and you've said that there's so much that's quite funny about it. I remember whenever I first heard this, that actually there was that element of it where it was, who are these guys? What the hell is this? And then you're like, oh actually, it's good. Oh, is it rubbish? Oh, hold on, these guys can sing. Oh, they look normal. Oh, they're masculine. There was a weird, everything just went on, like everything came into question whenever this came along.
It's just the novelty of it. It's just the fact that, as you said, it is their first song, and it's like it's got a whole concept to it. It's got like layers to it and a proper concept that make it so interesting. Mm-hmm. Blue come across so well, and I think one thing I do like about the video is that the outfits and the looks that they're doing and the way they carry themselves, it's all aged well. Yeah. Even 19 years on, you couldn't look back at this and go, oh, what are they wearing? Oh, what are they doing? They just looked apart from the off, and I think that never really changed with Blue. Each individual role was really well marked out. The harmonies worked well. There's a real soulful quality about Blue. Like, there is a kind of almost like this is a really weird comparison, but like a JLS feel to it as how they're put together. Like, there's a very clear how they've been selected and how they've been, orchestrated, and how they've been like written the songs for each member. It all carries across really well, and I'm looking forward to what happens with Blue over the next few years. I mean, this album, this came from All Rise, was the album as well. You've got this, you've got Too Close, If You Come Back, and Fly By 2. That is four knockout singles. Like, who had a better year this year in terms of quality of tracks consistently across the year than Blue? Who had that? Who had that at all?
Yeah, I have this marked down as an intro just, right? But then actually, when I listened to the intro, I was like, oh, for God's sake, Scott's got the lyrics wrong again here. And, it's just, I think there's a little town called Gertville that's just full of replacement lyrics on walls that just show me up. But it starts with, Your Honor, please, gotta believe what I say. Your Honor, please, gotta believe what I say. And then in my head, it's always said, You're on a bridge, gotta believe. And I'm like, for years I've thought, what's this bridge got to do with it? What's going on?
So when I've just said that it's about a courtroom, have you gone, is it?
I knew the rest. I was like, what's the bridge got to do with the courtroom? Because I can completely see that this is like a semi-legal drama of some sort, and weirdly enough, whenever I've listened to it, so I love the song, I think it's really good. The second Lee Ryan came in, I just remembered how gutted I was when he left Strictly the other year. He just got voted out way too soon, and I was devastated, because he was like, I thought he was one of the ones that started fine, but had big potential to really like go on a journey on Strictly, and was devastated. But it actually made me miss Lee Ryan on Strictly as soon as I heard his voice come in. But what a voice.
I think they've all got brilliant voices, but he obviously gets those big dramatic parts across the whole of Blue's discography. He gets those big moments. It's the same, and If You Come Back, he has the I swear, which I obviously can't do. Sorry about that. I like watching their performances on, their live performance on TV show and stuff, because every time a new person comes on and sings their part, the audience just goes batshit.
Oh,
Girls lost their minds for Blue. We'll get to this when it gets to the next next single from Blue, but they performed, because I was watching an old episode of SMTV Live, because I like watching all episodes of SMTV Live, and Blue were on performing Too Close, which is of course a song about erections.
Yeah.
Only slight changes get made to the song. There's still mention of a little bolt coming through, and baby women.
Have I got the lyrics wrong? Have you got the lyrics wrong? I thought it said a little poke coming through on you.
I think it's bolt.
What?
I think it's. I think it's. I've always heard bolt.
I thought it said, I feel a little poke coming through on you. Yeah. Okay, well, I've got a story about that one when we get there, then if my lyrics are wrong.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No, but like every time a new person comes forward, they just the crowd go insane. And I think like Blue, I think I probably did that at my age. I think even watching the videos like yesterday, I felt myself doing it as well. Like Anthony steps forward and I go, Anthony, I love you, Anthony.
That's so sweet.
I just think they're great. I just think they're so great. I love Blue. I've always loved Blue and I always will.
I hadn't really engaged with them as a band at this point. I'd engaged with the song, so like I liked the song. Again, like I said, I don't really remember it being the debut single, but I knew, obviously the wrong words, but I knew the song and would like play along and contribute to it and stuff. The guitar in it I think is really strong. The bass line is a yes, yes, yes. And, you know, as much as there's punishment for number 4 for the times you've been faking, surely there should be a BAFTA there too if somebody's been faking something, because that's, as far as I'm concerned from a female perspective, that is very hard done. So congratulations to get rid of that.
Yeah, sure.
This was a number 4. I think this is actually a number 1 caliber track.
It totally is. I think maybe if they were swapped around and maybe if something else came first that eased them in, then this will be a number 1 in any other circumstance. Maybe just because they're new. Number 4 is respectable, though. It doesn't change the fact for me that it's a number 1 in my head. I was surprised when it was number 4. I was very surprised to see that it wasn't number 1, but they do have them coming up. They do.
Remember how many singles it took Atomic Kitten to start getting number 1s and the risks they had to take in their first album? But
but they were shit.
Yeah, well, they were big reunion caliber. They were all of a little ilk, weren't they? And I remember these guys did the first big reunion. I didn't actually watch the second big reunion, but watched the first one and just was annoyed they were in it because they'd never officially broken up.
No,
and they didn't have a backstory, and they were chucked in to pull in the audience. But I was angry at them for a few years. Reignited my love for Lee whenever he did Strictly, and then just listening to the song and going back through and watching the video, I have all of this love for Blue that I didn't have back in 2001.
I just wish there was more tracks like this that took a brave step and were more than just about kind of flouncy love stuff, that actually took it and put it into a concept. I like the idea of more pop songs being about frustrating life events, like being in a courtroom situation. I just think O-Town, if they had binned off their song about spunk in the bed and instead wrote a song about double shifts at work or whatever, or if like BB Mac, if they're like, I think their heartthrob crooner sound would lend itself really well, like a Valentine's Day trip to A&E or something like that. Just those inconveniences. And I think Justin Timberlake would never ever have left NSYNC if they wrote a song about collecting a parcel from the sorting office. That horrible experience.
Never
ever. You know what I mean? Never ever.